Hey guys, welcome to the Let's Talk podcast. In today's episode of the Depression series, we're going to be continuing discussing Cal's counselling journey. We're on the third part of it now, where we're going to be talking about coming to the end of your counselling journey and, kind of a bit afterwards.
Yeah.
So would you say going from the peak core of, the counselling you went through, the program as we call it, towards the end, did you feel a shift on the intensity of it? Did it calm down at all?
Yeah, I feel once we'd got past a certain point in the program, and maybe when I was starting to reflect, or my mentality and attitude and so on was presenting itself a certain way to the counsellor, she realised, probably in the way she'd had it mapped out, that this is a point now where, as you say, we're coming to the end. And I think noticing when it was coming to the end, the intensity was starting to, calm down now, because we weren't as going at it all the time. We're focusing on things that wasn't having to do, say, as many actions, but I was still having to be involved, and we were still talking about things, and I was being active, but it just wasn't, again, the same degree of intensity, and the number of sessions then started to sort of reduce as sort of obviously time went on. And it was in this period, I feel, throughout the course of the program, I'd reflected a lot, I'd learned a lot about myself, and I feel like towards the end I was coming to a lot of realizations in myself, and being able to be a lot more open and honest with myself and those around me, past and current, and those that will come in the future.
Yeah.
And I sort of realised, who I had been for the past few years, and started to realise who I want to be, and that now, thanks to this program, that was something that would be possible, and I was starting to take control of myself, my mental health, and my life again.
That's amazing. And your mind, you take control of those thoughts. So how do you feel counselling got you to that point?
I think reflecting on the whole journey, I feel that counselling focused on my main and core vulnerabilities and issues, and the factors that sort of drove my depression. And by the counsellor's advice and guidance and actions and so on, in helping to start resolve my depression, it allowed sort of the real me to start being able to come through. And at points that was difficult, because I felt like a lot of the time, which I understand now, she was focusing on the negatives, because the depression side, in a sense, was the negatives. And I remember at times saying it's very difficult, because all we talk about is the negative side of me. She always used to respond perfectly, because that's just what she does. But that, in a sense, that's what she's there for. She's there to help with the negatives. So we are going to talk about them. There are so many positives about who I am, and she would help me highlight them and understand. But I feel by identifying the negatives, it allowed me to work to develop them and turn them into positives, which would then allow me as a person to start positively developing and being more positive about who I am, my actions, and the way I am. And I think gaining an understanding of who I am and how my mind works, in a sense, was very key to all that.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that I can agree from being there with you, through your journey, and that you did say to me at points, it's all you're focusing on negatives, and you actually was struggling to see the positives in yourself. But I feel like you need to focus on the negatives, because that's why you're there, in a sense.
In a way, yeah.
And, she was there to probably make you, like you say, just understand them and understand why they're negative, and see what is the opposite of those and how you can get there and develop yourself.
It definitely isn't. She definitely told me some cold, hard truths about myself, and she was at points very direct, but I know that was, again, what was best and what was needed. And it's not easy to reflect on yourself, or look at yourself, or hear some things about yourself. But I agree with what you're saying. I feel like if you want to become the best version of yourself, you need to look at the worst sides of yourself and develop them, because obviously we're going through depression for 5+ years. I developed a lot of negative thought processes, a lot of negative actions, And due to her incredible knowledge and understanding, she helped identify them and teach me in ways that I probably will never realise a lot of the time, how to, in a sense, counteract them, or what if certain tests present themselves or whatever it may be, how to best handle it for myself.
And that's amazing. And like you say, would you say she's kind of just like kind of set you up really for now, life after counselling?
Yeah, and again, to link back to something I think I said in the previous episode, I had sort of like a preconceived idea of what counselling was, and that when I got to the end, I'd be like, she'd have flipped the switch, and I'd be the best version of myself, and I'd be like, but what I realised is, and I remember her saying it to me, and I think she said similar to you, was that she's just kick-started my happiness now, and in a sense, she's taught me how to move forward in life, and that it's on me now. It's in a sense of maybe like a child when it takes stabilizer off. She's held my hand alongside, but now she's let go, and it's my choice now. Which paths I choose to take and the actions that I carry out moving forward.
Yeah, bloody hell! Like it's amazing how that all the work she's done, and she's just left you to it now with all this these new positive thoughts and just taking everything forward. It's just like learning everything again, isn't it? Learning about yourself.
And I think that's a key thing, is that in a sense I am relearning about myself, relearning about who I am and who I want to be. And I know on the program, as much as I went through with actions and tests for myself, that not all tests were faced, and it would be impossible because she'd have to be here for all my life, and that that's not going to happen. But for me now, I feel that I look forward to those tests because I feel that I am capable of positively dealing with them, and I think my self-confidence and self-belief is definitely something that is growing now, and that is key to that moving forward.
Yeah, and I think that's key as well, that you're actually in a way looking forward to those tests, because you can handle them and you can take control of them. And if maybe someone presented those tests to you years ago, you would have run in the opposite direction, whereas now you're embracing them to be like, okay, bring it on.
No, exactly. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying I've done counselling and now every day is amazing, I can take anything on. I'm still human.
Everyone's human.
It's just that counselling has, I believe, helped me a lot to discover myself. And I think one of the key things to say is that she's helped my mind to become peaceful now. I think that is one of the big things, in that my mind doesn't spiral on me like it used to. I still have sort of like down moments or periods, but they're not as like low as they were, like when it doesn't drop down to depression. I still get sad and have bad days, good days, but the bad days are just that, the bad, but I know it's weird to say, but I think I'll know I'll be okay. And especially with having yourself in my life, all my other loved ones, it's just that peace is so comforting, because when and I reflect going through depression, I don't know if you felt similar, the mind just didn't seem to stop. Negative wise, it just, and that was draining in itself.
I know. You look back now and it's just like, how did you go like that for so long?
No, it is. And what was funny actually with the counselling is, once I'd finished, and that when that day came that I finished, it was a bit surreal. And I remember time with loved ones, and they were all sending beautiful messages. And I remember we went down to my nan and granddad's that night, and we had like an amazing get together, and we had an amazing drink to celebrate. But one of the things that really intrigued me was when I finished the counselling, our counsellor actually sent me a sort of like a PowerPoint, and it was a slide of all different questions, and it had like my before answer and my after answer, like before counselling, after. And to see the difference, just in that period of time doing counselling, to see the difference in my responses was like looking at two different people. And it's something I still have, and I would one day, I think it would be really lovely to share, or do a podcast episode on that, or, and just share that. But it truly helped show me that, and understand who I was and who I want to be, and that you can in life change. And although we are technically the same person, we can be different people.
I completely agree. And I think as well that the fact, when you were going through your counselling and coming to the end of the counselling and afterwards, and you feel different in yourself, you have a different mindset, you have different thoughts, you're a lot more positive than you was. And I think like the counsellor presenting you with that PowerPoint to show you like before and after, it's really nice to actually see like a visual on terms of, okay, I was actually like that, because obviously you were probably just, you know, thinking, how was I, and
Yeah.
how am I now? And to see actually like stated there, this, you answered this, you know, X amount of time ago to now, how you're answering it now, it must be like, who was that?
No, it was. And I remember, we sat down and went through and we was laughing at someone. Was like, oh my God, I can't believe I used to be like that. And again, like you say, I think it helped visually show me like, and I forgot a lot of the responses, but it helped show me that change. And I think that gave me a lot of motivation and pride to show that the work I'd put in has, I am changing, and here's proof that it's worked. And I know we've both, described our counselling journeys in these multi-part episodes, but I don't think we could ever truly reflect the emotions we went through and what counts as that, because it's going to be different for everyone. But it was the most intense and difficult period of the time, but it was the most rewarding and greatest time in my life as well. In a sense, I know when I'm older, I'll probably look back on myself at that age going through that and look to learn from that, because it was just such a, again, positively rewarding experience and time in my life.
No, and that's amazing that, we'll always look back at this, and it's strange now to actually be excited for what's to come, in a sense. Whereas before, if anyone told me what was happening, I'd be scared.
Yeah, I don't want to think about the future. Whereas now I believe I have a future, and I do just want to say as well that I can't thank all those who were involved in my counselling journey, from my loved ones to the counsellor and people who were in my life who probably weren't even aware what was going on. They were, again, an anchor and a core part of my process, and I wouldn't be here without them. But again, I also do take great pride in, I feel the strength I showed to myself to get through that sort of journey and period of my life. Yeah,
it takes so much courage and gut, like you say, that euphoric feeling that came over you to actually do that.
I know. I do sometimes sit and think, like, what if that never happened? Like, would I have, where would I be now? I think, like, if I never did counselling, where would I be now? And I don't.
We sometimes talk about it, don't we?
Yeah, and it's really strange to think about. It really is.
But so to kind of wrap it up, so if I had to ask you, what are your views on counselling now, to maybe compared to how you did used to view it to how you view it now that you've been through it, in a sense, and you're on that other side?
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate for it. But something I will say is that, again, something I mentioned in the first episode, is I went through a couple of different routes of counselling, and they didn't really work for myself, and that did in ways probably put me off counselling. But I think, like with a lot of things in life, it's about finding the right one for you, and there are a lot of options out there and availability in all countries. I can really only speak for the UK and the NHS, which is an incredible service, and there is in a sense more than one route of counselling, but also way of doing counselling. Like if you look at, I'd say comparing we had the same counsel, but we went about it two separate ways. You was on video Skype, and I was on an online portal messaging. And again, some people may be comfortable with face-to-face in person, or over typing could be a lot more comfortable for someone. But no, I'm a huge advocate for it. But something that I would say with it, or that I told myself anyway, is that I felt when I went into it that I had to give 100%. I think you have to be prepared to truly apply yourself and let your guard down to a point, but understand that those people truly are the ultimate professionals and really do care for you. And I remember saying to myself, I have to give 100% here, because if I only give 90%, only 90% of me is going to change. So I was like, that's just not, especially for me with where depression was concerned, like that's just not good enough. I need to give everything here.
No, that's a really, really powerful statement, I think, as well, to be honest.
No, it is, and so many lessons I've learned from it, and I'm still learning every day. And as we always promote on this channel, if you are struggling with mental health in any way whatsoever, there truly are so many options out there for you. Truly not alone. And we hope to create a community and a space on this podcast, this channel, our social medias, everywhere, that we hope we can help in any way, shape or form, be it from things we talk about to the posts we share, or if you comment on our posts, we will truly try our best to always interact with you back and create that safe, happy, supporting space.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we want. We just want everyone to know that, you know, it is okay, literally not to be okay, whatever you're going through, and we want to create that space to talk about it and you know, share what's on our minds and just create that community.
100%, because we are truly all equal, and everyone has, you know, their own issues and things going on in their life. And I think it's a very good saying that, you know, a problem shared is a problem halved, and other people can help so much, they truly can.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode. If you could give it a like and a share, that'd mean so much to us. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications button to keep up to date with any of our future episodes. If you have any comments or thoughts on this episode at all, just please drop them below or on any of our social media.
Yeah, and we're available on all social media platforms under the username @LT Podcast Online. We're also available on all podcast directories such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, as well as YouTube. And if you check out our description below, it's got all our links and further information in there. And as always, guys, thanks very much for watching. We hope to catch you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to my story and Dan's story. It truly means so much to us, and we hope to catch you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, see you later, guys. Bye.